Hey everybody, welcome back. We are just about done inside this room. Need to get these shelves out of here and then set up the rack for all of the bins. And after that, it's just getting some numbers on the bins, and then we can start sorting all that Lego, inventorying it, making sure that everything is good to go. But gotta get these shelves off the walls. But let's get started. Time's a wasted, and I've really got some fun stuff that I would like to get to, and until I get all of this other stuff done, I can't get to it. So let's get started. That should be all the screws. Nope, I was wrong. Forgot these ones. Okay. Oops. It's looking better already. Where'd we go? Here we go. Oh, he wood glued these things in. What has he done over here? Ah, crap. Well, shoot, he's done that on every single one of those. I thought I was going to get away with not having to grab the socket wrenches and pull those things off the wall, but since he put the screws from the backside in, we really don't have a choice. So, time to go get some other tools and get back to it. But since we're here and we're doing this already, may as well get the ones we can do, focus on those top ones after I go out to the garage. Almost there. Just a few more, and then start doing some of the building of things instead of the unbuilding of things. So everything I can do except for these top ones, and I could just yank these out like I did that first one, but I really don't want to have screws just sticking out, especially since it's going to go with plastic stuff next to it. So I got to get those probably lag bolts out of the wall. I really didn't want to do that, but I've got two choices here. I either take the bolts out or I just yank those out and I cut the screws off, and I don't think I want to cut the screws off, just more hassle than it's worth. So go get some tools out of the garage, then we'll get this down. Went up to the garage, moved the camera a little bit. Gonna get these things out of the wall. Hopefully they're not too big of a deal, but that, and then after that I will shut the camera off, get all that stuff I pulled down out of here, because right now the camera's sitting right in the doorway. So let's see what we can do here. Get the glasses on. Of course, it's the greasiest one in the collection. The annoying thing is that I actually have some sockets that go on my drill, but they're all metric, and these things are not metric. So, gotta do them all by hand. I don't know what this guy was thinking. Well, I wasn't planning on taking all of these things out of the wall, but I guess since I already got this down here, may as well do it and just clean that wall up. I think I'm still going to leave those because those look like they were put in with the nail guns, like the serious nail guns that use like rifle ammo. So normally, I mean, these things are coming out pretty easy, and I could just spin this thing around and around and around, but I'm planning on speeding up this footage, and the ratchet is going to sound really cool when it's sped up. So I think I'm going to do that. Last one. Yeah, there we go. That's the last board out of the wall. Just need to get the screws out of those other ones that were on the top shelf so I don't accidentally step on them and puncture a hole in my foot. Happened to my grandma. It was a bad deal. Okay, that is that. Got everything off of the walls except for those boards that I have determined are just going to stay there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all of this stuff out of here, clean it up. Need to get down here with the vacuum because all this stuff is piled up in the corner. I saw at least one spider. Once I'm done with that, I've got to stop the video while I get all of it out of here because the camera's right in the doorway. Maybe we'll get the shelves in here and we'll start building that if we have time today. I think we are going to, but we'll find out. But I definitely need to get all of the grease that I found in my 7/16 socket off my hands before we continue on. So, be back shortly. This is the shelf where I haven't gone through everything. It's still got some stuff on there. Was working on all of that side first. But the opportunity was here because of all of the screws and bolts and everything else to talk about the importance of jars. Now, if you're old enough, you probably remember this, but I'm a grandfather now. I've got 3 beautiful little granddaughters. And so I get to do grandpa things. One of those is you have to have a jar because we've got all of these screws and they go in a jar. And if you're like my grandpa Spence, then you would take this jar and then you take the lid and you put a screw through this and it goes on the bottom side of a shelf, and then you got all your screws here and it goes underneath, and then you can just look at the bottom of the shelf and see what screws you have and unscrew it. And I am pretty sure that all of those jars of screws are still sitting in that shed. And Grandpa died in the 90s, but I'm pretty sure all those jars full of screws are still there. So we're going to go ahead and just put them away just like a grandpa should do. That's the sound of never throwing anything away. And now we have a jar of screws. Now, My grandfather would not have had this one. He would not have enjoyed Patak's butter chicken curry. Absolutely not. So, for now, I'm going to pull a pause on this thing. Got everything done except for now it's time to build the shelving. So, we'll do that when we come back. And we're almost done. Got this thing. This is the frame. Well, it's a rack. This is the heavy-duty rack from Costco that is going to hold all of the bins for the Lego out there. That is the last thing that needs to be done in this room. So we're going to get that built, get it positioned, and make sure that it's in the best spot. And then we can start going through Lego and putting the bins in here. Well, once I paint numbers on all of the bins. So let's get started with this. Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't care what anybody says. Not following instructions is dumb, especially when it's going to be something important. So let's go through the parts list. It's supposed to have 8 number 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 number 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 number 3s. 1 number 4. 1 number 5. Whoo boy. 4 number 7s. Okay, and 4 number 7s and 24 number 8s. We got a tube of stuff here. Got 4 of these feet. And our bags of parts here. Says we're going to need that drill and a screwdriver. I think I'm going to need my table in here. Okay, so the instructions say for the first one we're going to need 4 number 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 number 2s. These. 1 number 4, which is this one. And one number 5. Okay. Oops, I got a little rambunctious with the alignment dimples. Okay, short side to floor, holes are going to the back, nipples down, and number 5 goes on this side. And number 4 on the other side. Then we have to do the same thing for the back side. Okay, that appears to be the first half of it done, so I'm gonna pause this because I don't know how long this took so far, and restart it again. Okay, well, I have to put a whole bunch of things in here. I will try to edit out any unfortunate camera angles. So let's get started with all of these little cross braces.
Getting closer. Just putting all the stabilizing screws in here.
Okay, it's done. It's mounted on the wall, doesn't seem to be moving. The bottom rail, it seems to be a little off. The cross braces are a little crooked, but I'm not too concerned about that because there's going to be bins on top of it anyway. And we can hold 4. This thing came from Costco, and we'll do a little bit of a mini review here. It went together fairly easily. Complicated. I probably could have built this in the garage and brought it down here and had more room to work instead of... It almost filled up this entire space here. But it's mounted, it's good. A couple of things that I do wish it did have that it doesn't. There's no caps for the top of these, so anything that falls down in here is going to be in here, which also means that, you know, I'm down in here, there's going to be dust, and it's going to all just flow right down in. So I do wish that there were caps for the top to make sure that nothing fell down in there. And I also wish that they had made it so that the anchor points were stud distance apart. That side is got one screw mounted into the stud to hold it in place. This side, it's just past the stud. So I would have preferred something. I know that it's kind of restricted because of the width of the bins, but for the most part, I think I'm happy with this. Everything is mounted, it's solid. It's surprisingly solid for PVC. It says it can hold a hell of a lot of weight, but the only thing I have left to do before I can get started on the Lego project is paint numbers on the bins. I may do that this afternoon. That may wait until tomorrow, because somehow when I was buying the bins, I miscounted. There's enough room for 12 bins. I have 11. So tomorrow I'm going to pick up another one, but I may start painting the numbers on them this afternoon, but we'll see. Look at it. It's magnificent. I've got the top 3 rows with the stenciled numbers on them. The bottom row that you can't see is still drying in the garage because they didn't give me more than one number 1, so I had to do like stages for 10 and 11, and honestly I don't have bin number 12 yet. I miscounted somehow, so I got to pick up another one, and then we will have the bottom row filled. But these are ready for Lego, and I'm really looking forward to that little project because that will clear out an entire corner, 25% of the room out there. So I am happy about this. This has been a hard day getting all of this put together. It looks great. I love having these MASH numbers up here. Maybe I should do that. I should have put asterisks and stuff on there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along with me. I hope we're getting to some more exciting stuff very soon. Got some updates on things that I picked up over the weekend, things that I did that I probably shouldn't have done over the weekend. The internet and shopping, bad idea, but you get really cool stuff. So stay tuned. We'll be back, hopefully with some stuff that's a little bit more exciting. And remember, it's not hoarding if it's cool shit. See you guys. Taking a little break from putting everything together and utilizing the new open space I've got here. I have to do something now because of what I'm doing tomorrow. You may remember from the first video I was showing off that I got a Jaguar, but I had no way to test it because they didn't have a game for it, and they won't power on without a game. So I had a plan of how I was going to film these videos and release them, and I was going to go through all of the old cartridges and sort them and everything else later. But I needed to find my Jaguar cartridge so I could test this. We're going back to the same store tomorrow, which is why I'm doing this tonight, because if this Jaguar does not work, I want to try and take it back because I did spend an awful lot of money on it. It's not the most I've ever spent on a game, but it's enough that I don't want to have spent that much on a broken one. So set up a temporary table here, brought in the little TV, and we're gonna hook this Jaguar up and see if it fires up. And quite honestly, I'm anxious and excited about this because I've never actually seen one of these things turned on. I've never played one. I've never seen one of the games. I remember the first time I ever saw one of these, it was in the box. It was in, I think, a KB Toys in a mall in Idaho, and it was way up on the shelf, and nobody was buying them, and it was horribly expensive at the time, and I had no disposable income at the time. And every time, I've only seen a couple of these for sale, and they were never showing them turned on, working, anything like that. So this is actually going to be the first time I've ever actually seen a Jaguar turned on. So I'm really hoping that this one single solitary game that I found years ago, this is actually the one that would come with the Jaguar. So by sheer coincidence, I actually have a complete set other than having the box and everything that was in it. But we're going to hook this thing up. We're going to see if it works. And see if I have to pack it all up to go an hour and a half to the store where I bought it from. So we do have the Jaguar RF switch, but I don't feel like uncoiling all of this, and it looks like it's just the standard RCA thing, and this just converts it over. But I've got a little adapter on the back of there, so I'm just going to use this cable to connect it directly up and bypass the TV game switch. Well, usually these things have a switch on the back that says what channel they operate on. This one just has a LH. So I'm going to guess that L is for the low channel, H is for the high channel. Without the manuals for this thing, I honestly don't know, but we're just going to find out. Well, we plugged in power and didn't have any massive explosions. Maybe that's a good thing. Look at that. That's weird. I'm not sure whether that was to be expected or not, but it turned on as soon as I plugged a cartridge in. Probably not a good thing. Let's see what happens this time. Power's on, but I don't see anything happening. Buttons aren't doing anything. Looks like all the pins are good. I don't see any bent pins in the cartridge. Let's do the usual, take it out, plug it back in. There we go. I've got a Jaguar and it works. Copyright 1994. Holy crap, that was a long time ago. Okay, I don't know whether this used cartridge actually saves data on it or not, or whether this is the way it came, but Sean did a pretty good job. Okay, I gotta be honest here. This is looking better than I thought it would for, 1994. And you know what? When game systems are designed for an old school CRT TV, you really need to have it on a CRT. So I am really pleased right now. I did pay a lot of money for this, but it is working. Now I just need to find some cartridges for the darn thing. Let's see what happens here. I have no idea how to play this game. I'm going to have to look it up, but let's see what happens. I think I'm going to adjust you so you can see it better. Okay, we've got a working game. I zoomed in so you can see the screen. Let's see what happens. When I try to play a game, I have no idea what the concept even is, let alone what all of these buttons do. There's like 20 of them on here. You can crash. And you can die. Okay, they kicked my ass, but we're good. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing off, and I don't need to pack it up to take it back to the store. I'm really happy right now. So thanks for watching, and I'll get back to doing the work in this room so that we can get the Lego stuff done soon. But sneak peek, and I've got a working Jaguar, and I'm really happy about it. Yay!
Thank you for watching station SLNH, Scruffy Looking Nerd Hoarder, the Internet. This concludes our broadcast day.